All right, guys, let's talk about law number 38 of Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power. Welcome back to the channel. Getting on the grind and improving your mind every single video that we do. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. So let's get into today's law. Think as you like, but behave like others. If you make a show of going against the times, flaunting your unconventional ideas and unorthodox ways, people will think that you only want attention and that you look down upon them. They will find a way to punish you for making them feel inferior. It is far safer to blend in and nurture the common touch. Share your originality only with tolerant friends and those who are sure to appreciate your uniqueness. So, the main thing, guys, about this law, it's actually very important because you must have your own individual mind the way you think, but depending on what the context is of what kind of environment you are in, whether it be your work, a certain social situation, maybe you're at a family or friends party somewhere else, you have to be careful about how you act because sometimes you may accidentally offend people that you're around, and when you do that, those people will seek to destroy you in certain ways. This could apply to many different situations. There's so many examples that I could tell you, but it really depends on the situation and the context you're in. So you want to be careful who you offend and what party you're dealing with. So certain people, like certain friends or certain coworkers, you need to be aware of the mentality of the people that you're around. That way you can be wary and aware of what kind of ideas and things that you could express about yourself. We always say that it's good to be yourself on this channel and always be thriving to improve. But a lot of people do not share the same sentiment. It's kind of like the uncle who goes to the party. He tries to convince everyone his ways of thinking. And everybody's like, oh, this guy again, right? You just have to be careful about how you preach and not to go too far with preaching. So you basically want to blend in with the crowd that you're in. So in a real life situation, let's say you are at work, you obviously want to keep things work related. You don't want to get into any drama, or you don't want to go. It's basically like going to your job and discussing politics. Let's say you work in a very blue state and you start talking about how great Trump is, and then you start talking about how the Republicans need to win because the economy is destroyed and everybody's a weak bitch. But if you're in a liberal environment, the people are going to be like, fuck. They're going to try to out you. They're going to try to destroy you. They're going to ruin your reputation. They're going to get same kind of thing. You have to be careful how you act and what kind of party you're acting in. And you have to be very socially aware about how to carry yourself within the confines of your environment.
The thing is with this law is they say to put on like specific hats depending on the context of the people that you're around. And so you could still have your own thoughts, but when you're around these people, you want to act out these other things to pretty much get you just under the radar, just to get you just around and not you, so you don't have to put out any unnecessary effort into things that is not necessary. But let's go into history. Okay, so this history is pretty much like an example of what not to do, because certain things that happen in here, it's a little crazy. So 478 BC, Sparta, they sent out Posilius to Persia, because I'm pretty sure this is after the Battle of the Hot Gates. I'm pretty sure all of this happens after that battle, Thermopylae, or wherever that is, pretty much where 300 is based on. So they send Posilius and a whole big military with even Athenian navy to take over land that Persia has conquered from them. They start taking back specific lands quickly and easily, because Basilius is apparently one of the better military generals that Sparta has. And so while this is happening, Basilius starts to act different. He starts to wear Persian style clothing, and he starts hanging around Egyptians and doing all these weird things that a lot of Greeks would look at him and be like, what are you doing? After a while, he started going too far, because he started to make fun of Greek soldiers, even though he is Greek. And he starts praising Persian way of life, of like luxury and stuff like that. Everyone is pretty much trying to let Sparta know to have him come back home, because he needs to be taken out of this position. He's not really going to help them. And so Sparta goes to take him home, but he pretty much tries to reveal himself as like someone that wants to just take over everything and be like the Greek Xerxes, I guess. And so they pretty much arrest him immediately, and he pretty much goes on trial, but like they can't do anything because he's a governing official. And that just shows, if you start acting a specific way that goes against the grain of the context of where you are, bad things can start to happen to you. I mean, granted, with him, he wasn't like at first killed, but he was eventually killed because he stayed in one spot. I don't remember where exactly it was, but he was pretty much holding people captive to the point where like they just kept him in that building, and then he just died of starvation. So
Yeah, guys. So you just want to be socially aware of kind of how you're handling things and what kind of environment that you're dealing with, because If you make the wrong move, it will affect you in a negative way, and you will not be prepared for the consequences that follow. It's a very big reminder to be socially aware and make sure you say certain things at certain times with certain people that can handle certain things. Otherwise, you may find yourself running into trouble. Yeah, guys, so be very wary, be careful out there. And if you guys like the video, make sure you smash that like button and leave a comment below letting us know what you guys think of this law and how it could be applied, and maybe give some advice to others. And make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. And if you would like to donate to the channel, you can donate to the Cash App link description below. A lot of hard work into this channel. And with that said, we will see you guys in the next video.